Hello and welcome to yet another video. This is the first episode of the story, in which the author finds himself/herself in an alternate reality where she knows everything that will ever happen. She is encouraged to err on the side of caution. But where's the fun in that? Find out what happens when you throw a crazy, self-centered Naruto fan into the Sarutobi clan. Please like and subscribe to show your support. Let's get the show started. Death isn't the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside of us while we live. Norman Cousin's darkness was the first thing my mind registered when I opened my eyes. Or are my eyes still closed? Or am I blind? Looking at the darkness around me, I could not even tell if I was sitting or standing or lying down. So if I was not sure, why was vertigo not setting in? Hello, is anybody there? Is this hell? Because being trapped in eternal darkness after being killed by an idiot, without anybody to talk to, sounds like hell to me. Somehow, the thought did not magically make the darkness disappear, and that was enough to raise my blood pressure. The one thing that really pissed me off was that somehow I knew I had been killed, and it was the stupidest way to die. The first part was that I was killed, so I did not die fighting for what I believed in, or to save someone. Or anything worth there being a statue built in my name, not even a park bench or something. A worshipper of Allah climbed into the plane I was on and then decided to blow us all up for 77 virgins. I mean, seriously. I wish he gets a 77-year-old virgin. And his paradise includes constant make-out sessions with the virgin, while being dissected over and over again when he is not sleeping with his new prize. I mean, if you believe that Allah or whatever is going to reward you for killing yourself, then by all means commit suicide, but leave me out of it. What kind of deranged fool kills another human being for God, then expect people to not consider you an animal that needs to be put down in the worst way possible? I know people who are Muslims and they are not daft ingrates. They are actually the funniest people I know. It was so sad. If these fools were all killing each other, then I would understand their commitment, but their bosses never take their own lives. No, they are smart enough to leave the whole suicide by bomb to the stupid ones who will gladly follow their direction. I know that I should be sad at the sheer loss of common sense, of potential that these often children people endure, but I am too pissed to care. I mean, I had just finally mastered the lead guitar, which meant that I knew how to play every type of guitar ever made. I was my way to start my own pop band, so I could have millions of adoring fans and a model girlfriend every week. Is that too much for a guy to ask for? Of course not, but now I am stuck here because some fool wanted to stick it to America. It of course has crossed my mind that there were hundreds of people that are also dead. This was very bad. I mean, they did not get to witness my greatness. Life is a real bitch sometimes. XXXX, forget what I said, life is a bitch all the time. I have no idea how long I have been here. It was mind-numbing hell. The only thing that helped me pass the time and maintain my sanity was thinking about all my favorite movies and anime. I have never been happier that I ignored my mom when she told me that TV would rot my brain, when actually it is keeping my sanity in check. Somehow recalling all the shows and films I have watched was so much easier. It was like watching them all over again. XXXX, you know how they tell you that imagination has power? Well, they were right. You can only rewatch something before it starts to piss you off. So in order to keep myself from finding out how much effort it will take to snap my neck, I used my imagination. I previously did not want to imagine changing any of my favorite shows. I did not want to mess with the purity of the show, but boredom makes you do crazy things. My favorite show to mess with was Naruto. There were so many applications, and after a while I started to imagine that I was part of the show and the things I would do. The first thing I would do is make sure to become a legendary shinobi that will be feared and respected throughout history. I will be stronger than the first, Madara, Sasuke and Naruto. I will be a standard that no one will ever surpass. Not to mention I will have the hottest and strongest girl as a partner, and we will be Konoha's power couple. Forget about being Hokage, I will be the most powerful clan head ever. Yes, I always pictured myself as being part of a clan. The Uchiha were too drab, as were the Hyuga, the Aburame were creepy, the Nara and Akimichi were too lazy and predictable, shadows and body expansion police, the Uzumaki were too loud, and the Yamanaka was just wrong. The Sarutobi, on the other hand, was perfect. 2 members of the clan were powerful and loved by many, not to mention belonging to a clan that produced the Sandaime Hokage was granted to put me in the spotlight, and when I bring the clan to greatness it will be even more epic. Although if I was born before Naruto, I always planned to make the squirt's life better, that way when he gets to the top he will always remember the one who helped him get there. So you see, I am a wonderful person that cares about other people singing praises about my good deeds. XXXX. There I was minding my own business when all of a sudden I felt like the darkness started to compress into me from the place where my feet were, and then by some bizarre magic trick, it began pushing me down towards a place I did not want to go. I just started to get used to where I was. I had no desire to go to a lower part of hell. A part of my mind that had already gone crazy was telling me that maybe my former level was needed by someone who had just died. Well, then they can get their own part of hell, and if that is true, then whose place am I going to? In the background of wherever I was going, I could swear I could hear someone screaming, which told me that I wanted nothing to do with wherever the hell I was being transferred to. 2 seconds later the screaming increased, and so did the pressure. Then the area started to increase in terms of temperature and humidity. Oh hell, this must be where the fire and brimstone is. Regardless of how hard I fought, the pressure kept pushing me to the point where I will burn for all eternity. It was at this point that I started crying and screaming and kicking as push as I could. Anything to avoid being sent to that place so I can be forgiven. When I noticed that I was the only one screaming a full minute later, and as I opened my eyes I took one look at my tiny hands and the cord held in the giant nurse in front of me. And then I passed out with the knowledge that I was a baby. Again, you know when the Christians preach about being born again and how being born again has somehow cleansed them, making them new creatures. Well, if this is what they meant, then it sucks, big time. This of course can't be what they meant by it, because the few born-again people that I know are good people, even though there are some that are complete fakes. None of them went crazy like I am. The worst part of this was not being an actual baby again. No, I loved that part very well. Babies are the stars of any home. They get all the attention the home has to offer, and any bad thing they do is considered cute. This means that babies get to do what they want and get away with it, and to answer your question, yes, I took complete advantage of this fact. You know how when you are changing a baby's diaper and they use their hose against you? Yeah, I did that a lot. Unfortunately for my new parents, I had perfect aim, which was hilarious for me and terrible for them. Then I realized that every time I cried, someone would come running in to attend to my every need, even my amusement, unknown to them of course, and so I had no choice but to run my new family ragged. I am serious, it was such a tough moral choice, deciding whether or not to exhaust my new family for my amusement. Okay, I am lying, it was the easiest thing I have ever done. But this is where it gets bad. There are 2 reasons that I absolutely hate my current form. The second reason is that I have constant headaches, and when I say headaches I mean bloody, aching migraines, and they drive me mad. My theory is that my baby brain can't handle my adult mind and its thought processes, so it was complaining. Think computer overload. This meant that every time I was awake and I started to really think about my situation here, my brain reminded me that I was not old enough to do that yet. The first and most maddening reason why I hate it here was simple: feeding time. I literally have a pair of boobs all to myself and my stupid body can't enjoy it. Why, you ask? My theory is that either my body has not yet started producing those hormones or I don't have access to them. I had free boobs but I could not enjoy them. It was frustrating. What was worse was when I tried to use my amazing skills to make my new mother notice me. If you follow my drift, all she said was, "Ah, my little firecracker is hungry." I was hungry all right. The other thing was I actually liked it when the woman called me her little firecracker. I blame that on my stupid baby emotions. So you see now why I torment my family as much as I can. Why should I be the only one to suffer? After all, the benefit of family is that they stand by you through thick and thin, thus they should be glad that I trust them enough to share my pain. Ga kiddo, why do you always do this whenever we change you? Case in point, daddy dearest, case in point, I seem to remember you doing the same thing. Daisuke, that was a new voice to my list of slaves. I wonder who that could be? Well, father, I am sure I did not derive as much pleasure from it as Dante does. The new voice laughed from behind me, but my baby neck cannot go that way. But thankfully I did not have to, because the person then came into view, and when he did I wet my father for a completely different reason. Sarutobi Hiruzen, the freaking third Hokage, was my grandfather. Holy crab, the Sandame was my grandfather. That means that I am in Naruto's world, and if the age the Hokage was currently and the fact that I am an only child, then I am in the timeline before the Chunin exams and after the Third War. I don't know if the Kyuubi has struck yet, but it is very possible that I was Naruto's age. OMG, this is so awesome, this is absolutely awesome. Okay, the first thing that I need to do is grow older so that I can plan without getting a severe migraine from it. Oh, my aching head. One of the other beautiful things about being a baby was that I could sleep on command. It was probably the only reason why I was still able to retain some of my sanity from the constant headaches. Finally, Dante's asleep, said Daisuke. You say that like it is the answer to all your problems, said Hiruzen. Well, you just got back from a vacation, so you have no idea what we go through here. Dante is a handful. Sometimes I actually believe that he enjoys tormenting us. That is just the exhaustion talking. Perhaps I could convince Kushina and Minato to take care of him while you rest. After all, Naruto will be born in a few months and a little practice won't hurt. Father, you don't know Dante, he will make their lives hell. Besides, Minato is the Hokage now, he has a lot on his plate as is. We will manage, but maybe when Naruto is born we can introduce them to each other. Yes, perhaps having a friend will mellow Dante out a little. Yeah, well, for now we just have to cope with him and his massively growing chakra reserves, said a scared Daisuke. Dante with bigger chakra reserves means that he will have even more energy. Children are a pain in the neck. If you think that now, wait till he is 2, then you will find out just how much of a pain they can be. There is a very good reason that they are called terrible too, you know. Daisuke groaned, but as he looked at Dante's sleeping form, his dark hair, pale skin, cobalt eyes, and his amazing smile that always made him and his wife smile in return even when he had just sprayed you with the only hose he had on hand. Daisuke realized that yes, children were a massive pain in the neck, but he could honestly say that nothing calmed him more than his son's sleeping form. Hiruzen smiled at the look on his son's face. It was the same look he had on his when he took care of his boys. Exhausted but proud. Daisuke and Asuma are his pride and joy, even though Asuma was not very fond of him right now. Looking at Dante, he realized that family is important no matter what. I guess I should talk to Asuma. Get some rest while you can, Daisuke. And where is your brother? Oh, Asuma is in the dojo, I think, and I will go and rest, but I kind of just want to watch Dante for a little while. You may be a pain, Dante, but somehow I can't bring myself to be angry with you, not when I am so proud of you. Sweet dreams, kiddo. Have you ever stopped to wonder why babies seem to think every little thing they hold is edible? Well, wonder no more. The answer is teething. I didn't know nor care before what the hell teething meant until I woke up from sleep screaming. My gum ached like hell. It was also during this period that I said my first word. Fuck. To say my mother was happy with my father throughout that week would be a big lie. Not that I cared in particular whether my slaves were getting along or not, so long as my needs were met. But something good came out of the experience. I unlocked my chakra. It happened the second night. The pain had woken me up from a nice dream, and in my rage I forced something into my gums to silence it. That was when my body began flowing with power, and when I saw what I could do, I understood. I am invincible. I unlocked my chakra when I was one. That was 2 years ago. In that time I realized exactly why only a few people in the Narutoverse were above cannon fodder level and thought they were the greatest things ever. Mizuki cough. Chakra made you feel like you were flying on clouds, but it was difficult to master. Believe me, the first time I unlocked my chakra, I immediately tried to wall climb. I crawled to a wall and tried to crawl upwards. It was extremely hard. When something like that happens, it is easy to see why only strong-willed and talented people were able to fully achieve their potential. Otherwise, it was easy to simply coast on the feeling that being able to use chakra alone offered. But that was not me by a long shot. I knew I had great talent obviously, so if I had to work off my ass to bring it out, then that is what I was going to do. That's why I started meditating to practice using my chakra inside my body before I try bringing it out. But there was another reason I was determined to be the best aside from the bragging rights that came with it. The Kyuubi attack changed my entire perception of this world. The Kyuubi's chakra was so powerful and dark it paralyzed me in fear. Then when you imagine that the Kyuubi was a tool for people like Obito, Madara, Kaguya and Naruto and Sasuke had beaten these people. I used to think that I would be able to breeze through on my talent and genius alone, but after that night I promised myself that I will never freeze up like that again. Once I got a handle on understanding my chakra flow, I moved to try and stick a leaf to my forehead. Thankfully the Sarutobi clan compound was not lacking in trees, so getting some leaves was easy enough. The plan was I would practice the leaf exercise until I can spin a leaf on every part of my body simultaneously, and right now I was almost done with that. Now you must be wondering how I avoided suspicion from people like Danzo. After all, a 3-year-old mastering the leaf exercise would attract attention. The answer is simple: I didn't care. I was the honorable grandson, child of the Sandaime Hokage, so me being awesome was expected. Also, I planned for everyone to think of me as an exceptional prodigy. That way when I approach the Uchiha clan and start befriending Itachi, no one would be surprised. After all, talented people walk together so that they become even more talented. Yes, I still plan on making Naruto's life far better than it was by making sure he has friends that he can depend on. Starting with Sasuke, who at this point is a spoilt brat who needs a swift kick in his ass. This way he would be easier to deal with later on. You see, my goal is not just to make sure Naruto has an easier life, but to make sure that Sasuke has a mind of his own. The brat never had a mind of his own until after he went on his redemption trip. Well, that would not be the case this time, because you see, when Kaguya shows up, preventing Zetsu from reviving his mother would be far too troublesome. She would be brought down by 3 Konoha Jounin. Sorry Sakura, I am taking your place in that fight, no offense. So my plan for the next 2 years was simple: master the leaf exercise, master my calligraphy, I have my reasons dash, find my niche. Naruto was the Bijou and Sage mode, Sasuke had his Sharingan and later on the Rinnegan. And lastly, find out how to make Naruto, Sasuke and my favorite colors into awesome clothes. What the point of being an amazing fighter if you did not look absolutely cool when doing it? Not that, you perverts. Yet, 2 years later finally I was 5 years old, which meant it was time to approach Itachi, Sasuke and Naruto. Of course at my age it was expected that I should know my way around the village and know a few people. Unfortunately that was not the case. You see, I had spent the past 5 years in the clan compound doing 2 things: training to be a great shinobi and driving my clan up the wall for my personal amusement. The thing is, the typical Sarutobi is calm and easygoing, with a majority of them having one tobacco issue or the other. So the burden of making my clan compound fun and exciting fell on me. It is a heavy burden that I carry with honor. Yeah, right. Of course my fellow clan members did not see me as someone who was trying to make their lives better, which is the best part. There is no point trying to drive someone up the wall when the person enjoys it. This turned out to be the reason why my new little brother was looked at with fear. The last thing the clan needs is 2 of me. Thankfully it seemed little Konohamaru was a normal baby. Yes, you read correctly, Konohamaru Sarutobi is my little brother, get over it. I didn't immediately adore my little brother the way Itachi adored Sasuke. If anything, the brat was a nuisance that had stolen my spotlight. Also, I could remember the way the brat behaved pre-Shippuden. It was nothing like Asuma and Hiruzen, and definitely nothing like Sasuke Sarutobi. In my eyes, the brat did not have what it takes to compare to the sheer potential that our clan had. But on my 5th birthday 2 days ago, something happened that changed the way I saw the 3-month-old brat. While my father was changing his diapers, little Konohamaru used his hose with efficiency and skill to hit my father square in the mouth. "Gah honey, we have another Dante," screamed my father. I did not stop laughing long after my mother showed up, cleaned Konohamaru up, and my father had cleaned himself up. It was the best birthday present I have ever received, especially watching my father choke on his son's urine. I still chuckle every time I think about it, and that was also when I realized that my little brother had a lot potential, he just needed someone to bring it out. And who better to do that than his amazing, talented, handsome big brother. Ka-chan, I am going out. Also I am taking Konohamaru to Gramps like Tucson said Dante. Okay honey, be careful and be back for dinner later, said Mira Sarutobi, aka my mother, who unlike the rest of the clan did not have brown hair and eyes. In terms of hair and eye color I took after her. Hi Ka-chan. Hokage Tower. Hiruzen Sarutobi was in his office doing what every Kage despised doing, paperwork. That is why when his grandsons walked in he was relieved, finally a reason to relax. If young Naruto knew what being Hokage really meant, he was sure the boy would not pursue the position. Oh well, experience is best teacher for a reason. Yo Gramps. Hello Dante-kun, what can I do for you today? Asked Hiruzen. Tu-chan said that I should drop Konohamaru here while he is away on his mission so Ka-chan can have some rest. I see, very well, hand him over. Hopefully his diaper has already been changed, asked Hiruzen, who knew what his grandsons were capable of. Dante smirked. No worries, I think Tu-chan is the only target, but if it turns out that I am wrong, take pictures. Hiruzen scoffed. Of course you would want that. Of course I would. Anyway, I gotta go. I will see you later, old timer. Try not to croak on the seat. If not for the sleeping baby in his arms, Hiruzen would have chucked his stapler at his grandson's head. The boy had a lot of potential to surpass any Sarutobi in history and take the clan reputation to a whole new level. The only problem is that the brat knew it. 2. While he loved Dante's personality and how it was different from the usual calm persona that his clan was known for, Dante was fun, energetic and stubborn to a fault. Unfortunately, Dante also seemed to derive pleasure in pissing people off, and the maddening part is if you were not on the receiving end it was funny. So in short, he brightened up the compound, but at everyone's expense. You big brother is definitely a handful, Konohamaru-chan, said Hiruzen as he held his grandson. I sure hope you don't take after him too much. Of course his companion gave him no response. Meanwhile, sometimes it is good to be beloved of the village. You see, throughout my walk to the Uchiha clan compound, people stopped what they were doing just to greet me with respect. Of course I knew that when the village gets a hold of what I was planning the looks would change, but for now I basked in the reputation that came with being a Sarutobi and the grandson of the Hokage. Upon getting into the Uchiha clan compound, however, the looks changed from respect to suspicion and disgust. Obviously I did not exactly care about the opinion of cannon fodder, seeing as the only people I cared about in the clan are Itachi and Sasuke. The rest of the hate-filled clan could burn for all I care. But I would not glare back at them because while I did not care for them, Itachi and Sasuke did, and I did not want to cause problems for my potential new friends before even meeting them. So I just ignored their looks and kept walking till I got to the clan head's house. Forgive me Sasuke, maybe next time. Right in front of were my 3 favorite Uchiha, Shisui, Itachi and Sasuke. The reason I did not think about Shisui is because I did not think that I would ever meet him. But here he was, and judging from the scene I was seeing then, Itachi was 10 and Sasuke was 5. I have no idea how old Shisui is, but since I am here I am going to make sure that regardless of what happened to the Uchiha clan, these 3 survived. I won't let Konoha lose the only good and useful Uchiha clan members. This time Itachi will become the Godame Hokage. Nothing will stop that from happening. Time to introduce myself. Yo, the 3 Uchiha turned to face me, even though I know that Shisui and Itachi had already noticed my presence. As their eyes scanned me I knew what they would see: short dark hair, think Kirito from SAO, amazing blue eyes, and pale skin. I was wearing black Shinobi sandals, dark blue shorts and a short-sleeved black top. I got the style from SAO. I absolutely love Kirito, so my dress style was my way of showing my support for the series. Who are you? Asked Sasuke. Now Sasuke, it is not nice to ask someone's name without introducing yourself first, said Itachi before turning to the newcomer. My name is Uchiha Itachi, this is Sasuke and that is Shisui, and you are? Ah, Itachi polite as ever, my name is Sarutobi Dante. It is a pleasure to meet you. To say that Itachi and Shisui were surprised to see the Hokage's grandson in their clan compound was an understatement, especially considering the situation between the village and the clan. Shisui, being the bolder one, decided to just ask, what brings the Hokage's grandson here? Dante smirked, that's a secret. Oini-san, I thought you had a mission, said Sasuke. Of course, we instantly knew what Sasuke was doing. The brat did not want anyone taking his big brother's interest other than him. Like I said, the brat was spoiled, no wonder he doesn't have a mind of his own. But I knew that I had to change that, and I already knew how. The fastest way to Sasuke's core was predictable. What's wrong, Sasuke-chan? Are you jealous? Said Dante instantly. Sasuke flared up, no, I am not, you stupid idiot. Why would I be jealous of you? Stupid idiot, which one is it, Sasuke-chan? A person cannot be both stupid and an idiot. Itachi looked at the murderous expression on his little brother's face, and a part of him felt relieved that maybe Sasuke had found a friend. But he was also worried, if Sasuke gets a friend, then how long until he unlocks his Sharingan? At first he felt that keeping Sasuke at arm's length would be best, but now he was not so sure. You are both stupid and an idiot, loser, screamed Sasuke. Dante simply titled his head in confusion, so now I am stupid, an idiot, and now a loser. That is a lot of insults, Sasuke-chan. Why can't you make up your mind? Shisui had to physically stop himself from laughing. He did not know what the Sarutobi's plan was, but he knew he could be trusted, and Sasuke needed a friend, that way he won't be so focused on Itachi. Not to mention the look on Sasuke's face is absolutely hysterical. I need to come around more often, thought Shisui. Sasuke was not finding any of this funny. This trespasser was interfering with his time with his big brother. Just when he was about to ignore him and turn to Itachi, he noticed him leaving with Shisui. When he realized that he had lost his chance to hang out with his bog brother, he turned to glare at the loser who caused it. Dante just smirked, your glare is so cute, Sasuke-chan. Somehow Sasuke knew, there will no getting rid of this guy. Damn it. Sasuke was a patient and polite child. He maintained his cool whenever his brother pushed him away, and he never raised his voice when his own father ignored him. To further prove how amazingly well-mannered he is, he even eats all his vegetables and everything, all without complaints. Yet this Sarutobi kid was pissing him off in ways he had never thought possible. Sasuke-chan, is this your living room? Asked the annoyance. You see, in an attempt to ignore the loser, Sasuke had entered into his home. With the mindset that Dante would be respectful enough to make sure he was invited before entering, a permission that Sasuke would never give, but there was a principle here. But no, the jerk just waltzed right in and followed him everywhere. That, however, is not the worst of it by a long shot. Ah. Sasuke-chan, is this a friend of yours? Oh my Sasuke, you did not tell me that your mother was so beautiful. It is an absolute pleasure to meet you, Uchiha-sama. Yes, Sasuke is a dear friend of mine. While Sasuke was trying to process hearing his name said properly by Dante and the fact that he had a respectful bone in his body. This of course made Sasuke realize one fact that caused his blood to boil: Dante was annoying him on purpose. That son of a, oh please call me Mikoto. I am glad that Sasuke has made such a great friend. And what is your name? Well, my name is Sarutobi Dante, and it is my pleasure to have Sasuke as a friend. Your son is very special, Mikoto-san, you must be proud of him. Mikoto was surprised. Sasuke was so attached to his big brother that he pretty much ignored all the kids his age. Also the facts that the third Hokage's grandson was so pleased with her son made her feel so proud. Perhaps now Sasuke will learn how special he is instead of comparing himself to Itachi. Well, Sasuke is a very special boy, and I hope you treat my beloved son well, said Mikoto. Sasuke was about to deny that Dante was his friend and that he was not interested in him before he heard that. If there was one thing that Sasuke wanted, it was to make his parents and brother proud. So to hear that his mother was proud of him made him forget what he wanted to say. Ka-chan, Dante and I are going to train. Mikoto smiled. Okay Sasuke, just make sure that you are back before dinner. Okay, I will be back before then, said Sasuke before dragging Dante outside. Dante smirked. All going according to plan. So where are we going, Sasuke-chan? Sasuke stopped in his tracks, then let go of Dante's hand and kept walking forward. Dante couldn't help but smile at how cute Sasuke looked when he was trying to act cool. The reason he had behaved so well in front of Sasuke's mother was simple. If Sasuke could see that he is loved by his mother through my actions, then regardless how much I piss him off, he won't turn me away completely. Also, when I introduce him to Naruto, he would at least give him the benefit of the doubt. So the minute we walked out of the compound, I grabbed him by the hand and ran at full speed to the park. Sasuke of course protested the whole way, and I could have slowed down. But where is the fun in that? What the heck is that supposed to mean, Tebeo? Instantly I stopped because there is only one person in the village with that verbal tick. Turning into the street, still holding Sasuke's hand, I saw Naruto trying to buy ice cream from a vendor but was being shut down. It is simple, brat, I can't sell anything to you because you don't have an ice cream license, said the vendor. A license to buy ice cream, said Sasuke, that is either a brand new rule or total bull. Let's go find out. When we walked up to the vendor, the bastard immediately turned to us and asked us what flavor we want, ignoring Naruto's incredulous face. So we don't need a license to buy ice cream? Asked Sasuke while I focused on keeping an eye on Naruto just in case the kid turned tail and ran. No, of course not. Where did you hear that lie? Asked the bastard shamelessly. Naruto could not believe it. When he wanted to buy, he was asked to bring a license, and now that these guys came, they were allowed to buy without any problem. Well, that was it. The stupid vendor could keep his stupid stuff to himself. It's not like he was the first to deny him stuff for reasons he did not know. I guess I have to get ramen for a snack after all. Tucci and I am don't deny me food. When I become Hokage, then they will respect me and give me all I want, or else. Yo, that greeting snapped Naruto out of thoughts. When his vision came into focus, he saw one of the two kids in front of him, talking to him. Are you talking to me? Dante smirked. Yes, I am talking to you. I'm Sarutobi, Dante, and you are? Naruto was still processing the fact that someone was talking to him of their own accord and he did not do anything to attract them. But yet here was a kid his age, talking to him. He even introduced himself and asked for his name too. Naruto grinned widely with his eyes closed and said, My name is Uzumaki Naruto Tebeo and I am the future Hokage. Believe it? Awesome, I want to be the head of the ANBU, said Dante. So when you become the Hokage we will be partners. Naruto's jaw dropped in shock. Someone heard his dream and didn't mock him or agree with him just to appease him. Dante believed he could actually become Hokage and he wanted them to be partners. That means he wants them to be friends. He had finally found a friend. Hey, I'm going to train, said Sasuke. Are you two coming? Let it not be said that Sasuke did not have a heart, because he did. Somehow seeing the blonde kid being so happy just because someone acknowledged him reminded Sasuke too much of himself. Wait, you want me to train with you? Asked Naruto. Could this day get any better? Sure. By the way, the silent one is Uchiha Sasuke, but I just call him Sasuke-chan. Naruto laughed. Sasuke-chan, that's funny, mophead. Sasuke turned around to face them and seeing Dante's stunned face and Naruto's mischievous one, Sasuke did what any sane person would do in his position. He laughed his ass off. Ah, karma was a beautiful thing. Dante recovered well enough. That was a good one, Whisker-chan. The insult caused all three boys to stare at each other for a second before dropping to the ground laughing. The vendor and the people around could not believe that the grandson of the Hokage, the son of the Uchiha clan head, and the Kyuubi child were laughing together like best friends. After a few minutes they got up and dusted themselves off with smiles on their faces. That was when Naruto nervously asked if this meant that they were friends now. The question resonated in the hearts of Sasuke and Dante, who despite all their skills and their families didn't have any friends. Yes, we are, said Dante. Sasuke smirked. Well, if you two want me to be your friend so badly, I guess I have to accept. Naruto smiled slyly. Thank you for accepting duck, but it means a lot. Sasuke's eye twitched. Great, and now I know two annoyances. You love us and you know it's Sasu-chan, said Dante. So you said we are going to train, right? Well, let's go then, this way I become Hokage even faster, said Naruto. Try to keep up, said Sasuke. Uchiha training area. Wow, you have your private training ground, said Naruto. Of course we do, said a proud Sasuke. Oh, if only you knew what the cost of this training ground is, thought Dante. Hey, so what are we going to train in? Asked Naruto, who for all his talk had no shinobi training whatsoever. Sasuke was no better. Most of the time he spent training he practiced with his bow and arrow, weapons that he left at home, and he was not going to look stupid by saying he left his only knowledge at home. You know what they say about pride being the enemy of all success. Well, watching Sasuke agonize over how his little information was and refuse to ask for help was hilarious. Not to mention, Naruto was no better. The kid probably did not even know what shinobi training looked like. Being the most intelligent and amazing person among your entire generation was such a burden. Not to say that I was happy that the strongest duo in the Narutoverse were currently green newbies that needed my help was exhilarating would be an understatement. Of course, this was also my opportunity to cement my awesomeness to my new friends, and there is no way I would misuse this. Well, I have a few ideas. That is, if you guys can keep up. Naturally the boys were willing to follow my my training methods. Kukukuku, this is going to be so much fun. 20 minutes later, this was not fun whatsoever. First I instructed the boys to unlock their chakra. Sasuke already knew how, and his chakra equaled mine, and it took Naruto 1 minute to unlock his. His chakra surpassed both Sasuke's and mine combined. Then I told them to stick leaves to their entire body by remaining calm and simply flow with their new energy. Sasuke finished the entire exercise in 11 minutes and Naruto finished his under 20 minutes. Something that took me 3 years took these kids 20 minutes. Screw how talented they are and how much information I gave them. It should have taken them a month at least. That was so cool. So what is next, Dante? Asked Naruto. I could feel my right eye twitching madly as my temper rose. Screw being happy for my friends, screw them being talented. I want to see them suffer. I want them to know pain, the kind that comes with training to your limit and surpassing it. Yes, they must suffer, they must bleed until they can bleed no more. Kukukuku. Naruto and Sasuke wisely stepped back from Dante when he started laughing like a demon. Turning to Sasuke, Naruto asked if Dante was okay, to which Sasuke replied that he did not know. Now Naruto, I am just fine. So I have something else that I had been practicing on that you guys can learn to do as well. Awesome, so what is it? Asked Naruto, thinking that Dante was okay now. Poor Naruto. Dante chuckled to himself. Come with me, Konoha gates. When the boys got to the village gates I was so pissed I almost forgot that I was mad at Naruto and Sasuke. The reason is the way the villagers kept ignoring Naruto after greeting and sometimes bowing to Sasuke, and Sasuke was not able to notice the depressed look in Naruto's eyes, but I did. It took everything I had not to attack the son of a bitch that dared scoffed at Naruto's presence and whisper demon under his breath. Ano, so what are we doing here, Tobeo? I need to calm down fast. The last thing I want Naruto to think is that I am angry with him. The brat's social skills were severely lacking after all. So I need to calm down, but I will have revenge on that asshole that dared do what he did to my friend. Sasuke had his eyes firmly on Dante throughout the walk here. He kept getting more and more pissed without any visible trigger. So the question is, what was bugging his dark-haired friend? Yes, Dante was his friend despite his annoyances, which were funny when they were aimed at Naruto. See the Hokage mountain over there, said Dante. Yeah, I am going to have my head there one day. What about it? Asked Naruto. Dante picked up a stone and tossed in his hands, then said, when this stone drops we are going to race to the mountain top. You are joking, right? That is impossible, said Sasuke. Dante smirked. What's wrong, Sasuke? You don't think you can keep up? Sasuke gritted his teeth, then he turned to Naruto, thinking that his other new friend will be sane enough to say no to this. Oh, how wrong he was. "Let's do this Tobeo," said Naruto with an excited grin on his face. Sasuke facepalmed and muttered, "My friends are crazy." "Oh come on Sasuke, think how awesome it will be when we can brag to everyone that we were able to climb that mountain," said Naruto. "It will be an achievement unique to you. A race with your two friends up the Hokage mountain is something no one has ever attempted. So what if it is impossible? I say, if you can't find a way, make one. So what do you say?" Sasuke could not believe that despite how crazy this whole thing is, a smile was forming on his face. Well, if he was going to do this then he would it right. "Tch, just try to keep up." "Game on," said Dante before tossing the stone into the air. Top they bent forward with their bodies relaxed. Middle they spread their legs and mapped the village in their minds. Near drop they took a deep breath. Drop they took off. 10 minutes later none of them could stand. Their entire body ached with a vengeance. What I noticed however was halfway through the race they had started sending chakra through their legs to maintain their speed and prevent themselves from passing out. That also contributed to their current exhaustion because they also had chakra exhaustion. But man, what a rush! I would be lying if I said that that wasn't absolutely awesome. But there was something that we needed to do or else we will pay for it big time. Alright, you two get up. We need to stretch our entire bodies or else our bodies will punish us later. We all managed to get up and do a 15-minute stretch due to how slow our bodies were moving. Thanks to that we were able to recover a little chakra, and with the knowledge that our chakra capacity will expand because of this made the entire thing worth it. Once we were done we sat down on the first Hokage's head since that was where we crashed. "Man, the village looks amazing from up here." Tobeo remarked Naruto. "It's kind of cool. I still can't believe we did that in 10 minutes, said Dante. Sasuke turned to look at Dante with an incredulous look on his face. "You did not know we could do that and you pushed us to do it." Dante had the dignity to look embarrassed. "Well, I was right when I said that if you can't find a way, make one. Besides, I knew we could do it, I just didn't think we would get here conscious." "Well, I never doubted us for a second." Tobeo, Sasuke and I exchanged looks and smirked. Difficult or not, we did it. Growling, I couldn't help but burst out laughing at Naruto's growling stomach. But his stomach did have a point. We need to get something to eat, and knowing Naruto there was only one place he will go for an early lunch. "Ano, so do you guys want to get something to eat?" Sure Naruto, let's get something light to eat." Konoha streets. It was official. I despise the citizens of Konoha. The way they looked at Naruto and the look in his eyes, not to mention how his body language suggested that he was not sure if we would soon do the same. "I swear I just need one fool to do something obvious and I will send them to the ICU." "Hey, why are you two with that child?" said an about-to-be ICU patient. "What do you mean?" asked Sasuke, who finally put two on two together. "Why did you refer to my friend that way?" "Tch, look, just stay away from that child. He is bad news. You would be better off with a demon." That was the straw that broke the camel's back. The look in Naruto's eyes sent me over the edge and I poured every ounce of chakra I had into my fist and drove it straight and true, right where the sun does not shine. When the fool dropped to the ground I grabbed him by his collar and sent another chakra-encased fist into his face, breaking off his nose. Then I turned around and stared into the eyes of everybody present. "Does anyone want to say anything about my friend? Come on, I dare you, just say anything I don't like. Come on." Naruto could not believe what he was seeing. Dante was standing up for him. Nobody had ever stood up for him before. All the friends he had ever made turned against him the second an adult told them to. But instead of turning away from him, Dante had struck the adult down and now he was daring anyone to say anything bad against him. It made Naruto so happy to see someone stuck with him even when he did not have to. Sasuke, on the other hand, had just finished gathering all the information available and he had arrived at a conclusion: the villager deserved what he got. First of, when the jerk came up to them and made those comments, Sasuke looked at Naruto to see what he thought, and the look in his eyes said it all. This was not the first time this has happened. The next question is, who else is involved? Looking at the villagers, he saw that both the civilians and the shinobi around felt the same way as the jerk. Sasuke knew that this would only be the case if Naruto was a criminal, which did not make sense. If Naruto was a criminal or even half as dangerous as these people believed, then he would be in prison. also if he was dangerous then he won't take their prejudice without retaliating fiercely. So the only two conclusions would be that Naruto was truly a dangerous individual who did not know his true powers, or these people were just being stupid. Something told him that it was both, which begs the question, what is Naruto's dangerous power? The reason he believed that the jerk deserved what he got is that you don't poke a tiger if you are not confident that you can handle the consequences. The fool should have just kept his opinion to himself. Now he has no genitals, there is no way that punch left anything of his dick or balls. Obviously no one was going to stand against the Hokage's grandson, especially not after he relieved a grown man of his genitals and nose. So one by one everyone left the scene and by doing so abandoned the man lying unconscious and bleeding on the ground. That's what I thought, said Dante. Who is going to take that guy to the hospital? Asked Sasuke, who indeed, when the boys turned around they saw the Hokage standing there along with his ANBU guards. When Hiruzen was told that there was an incident in the village, he expected a lot of things, but his grandson, Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto standing over a bleeding man was not one of them. I tried to hold it in, believe me I really tried, but in the end I couldn't. In my defense the situation was far too tempting for anyone to resist. So I adopted my best innocent look, which was awesome by the way, and said, this guy was already like this when I got here. Hiruzen could not help but sweat drop. Do you actually expect me to believe that? Yes? Yeah Gigi, this guy was already here when we got here, said Naruto with a smirk on his face. I mean you don't really think that 3 5-year-olds took down a full-grown man, do you? Yeah exactly what he said Dante. Hiruzen deadpanned. Then he turned to Sasuke, are you going to support their story? Did you see us do this? Asked Sasuke, cause if you didn't then how can you discard their statements? This is one of those times that I loved my friends, they had my back. Even though, we all know that I am responsible and there were witnesses, no one snitched. It really was an amazing feeling knowing that your friends had your back no matter what. It reminded me of my favorite Dominic Toretto's quote, money will come and go, we all know that. But the most important thing in life will always be the people in this room right here, right now. Salute la familia. As much as the third hated to admit, the boys were showing true teamwork. In fact, if any civilians listened to them right now they would believe that they were innocent. Unfortunately, they were not civilians, so they knew that the boys were lying. But their support of their friends despite only meeting them today was commendable. Perhaps that should get them a light sentence. Maybe he could pretend that he fell for their lie. He loved it when his subordinates underestimated him, that way when they saw his true abilities, the look on their faces was always priceless. There is also that issue to think about, thought the third. Well that is very true. Oh well I guess the offender must have escaped. ANBU please get this man to the ICU, said Hiruzen. As for you two, you may go on, although I would advise you keep away from any more incidents. Is that clear? Thanks Gramps, said Dante knowing full well that he was letting them go scot-free. Yeah I knew you see it our way Gigi, said Naruto once the Hokage left with his ANBU and the jerk. Dante turned to Naruto, you know he knows I am responsible right? Naruto rolled his eyes, of course I do. Sasuke raised a surprised eyebrow, you do? Naruto turned to him with a frown, yeah I do. Do you think I am stupid or something? Dante and Sasuke shared a look before looking at Naruto and saying, yes. Naruto deadpanned, well I am stupid Tobeo. Sasuke smirked, so you agree that you are stupid? No that's not what I said damn it, are you sure because that's what we heard, right Sasuke? Yep that is what we heard. Well that's not what I said, Tobeo, screamed Naruto. I decided to stop chuckling and support my friend. Okay I agree, so how about we go get a snack? Yada let's go Tobeo. Sasuke simply shook his head at his new friends. Regardless of how illogical and daft they can be, they have some good qualities too, one of those qualities being that they didn't compare him to Itachi, instead accepted him for him. Oi Sasuke, are you coming or not? I want to eat something Tobeo. Maybe this is where his stamina comes from, thought Dante. Sasuke on the other hand was fascinated. Watching someone his age, who was not an Akimichi, eat so much food was a fresh experience. So he found himself wondering how much food Naruto could actually consume and how fast that energy would be used. If he went over a certain limit, will he suffer chakra overload? Is it a bloodline, or is he related to the Akimichi clan in some way? I wonder if his metabolism is restricted to just ramen or any kind of food. Thought Sasuke. Ah, that was so good. Thanks, old man, said Naruto after consuming 6 bowls of mid-sized ramen in one sitting. Turning to his sides, Naruto noticed that his friends were looking at him strangely. He first checked his face and body to see if there was anything on it. Once he cleaned his mouth, he turned to them again only to find that their faces remained the same. Did something happen? Thought Naruto. Are you guys playing the don't blink game or something? Asked Naruto. Sasuke and I shared a look before we decided that, no, we didn't want to know. The first reason was that telling Naruto what we thought of his eating habits could get complicated fast. The second reason was that he wasn't smart enough to understand our questions and then answer them. So even if we asked, the response we would get would be along the lines of, I was hungry. Don't worry about it, grunted Sasuke. Naruto stared at our faces for a few more seconds before shrugging his shoulders and turning to Teuchi. So how much, old man? Well, this is the bill, started Teuchi before I snatched the bill and signed it. The bank would pay for it out of the Sarutobi account. Here you go, Teuchi-san. Thank you, Dante-kun. Huh, wait, what just happened? Asked Naruto. All you did was write on it Tebeo. We still have to pay, don't we? I simply ruffled Naruto's head and said, you will understand when you get older. That only served to confuse the blonde even further, which was the goal, of course. Let's go, said Sasuke. We of course followed his lead. I saw another opportunity to tease my friends. They made it too easy. Sasuke, for instance, clearly was trying to act cool when he didn't have a destination in mind. Of course Naruto wouldn't care for now since he was still on a ramen high. So the question was how to make fun of Sasuke without damaging his tender self-esteem. Of course I could always just help my friend out like a normal person. Decisions. Na Sasuke, where are we going? Sasuke was stunned for a second, but then he proved that he is just as sharp as the anime describes him. Calmly he turned his head and in a voice that would have made Sakura swoon said, to find a place to train. What else? Dante rose an eyebrow. Train how? Sasuke just sighed. What's the point of a method if we can't find a place? I couldn't help the smirk that formed on my face. That's a good point, grunted Sasuke. I however noticed the way his body relaxed, indicating he was being himself and he was good with it. Naruto however had other ideas for how we should spend the afternoon. How about we go play instead? We trained really hard today and Gigi always says that relaxing is important, said Naruto. He was of course trying to hide his true intentions. He was right about letting your muscles rest, especially after the run we had, but the reason was written all over his face. He just wanted to play games with his friends. While this reason seems silly, for someone who didn't have anyone until this morning it was normal. After all, he did not know if this whole day was a dream, so it was not a crime to milk the day for all it's worth. Thankfully Sasuke was in a good mood today, so we just nodded and headed to the park to play. Sasuke and I will of course fiercely deny the spring in our step. We're just doing this to appease Naruto. Konoha Park. When we arrived at the park we suddenly realized a problem. It was full of people. Normally this wouldn't be a problem for me. People clear out when I want them to. The problem came with the blonde beside me. Naruto was not socially allowed in the park. If we moved and there is no telling what would go down and how bad it would be. So I knew that in order for us to have fun without the cannon fodder disturbing us would be to ignore them. Then if they cause a problem, we take them out. How about we go play on the swings? I bet I can jump higher than you 2-inch, said Dante. From the swings we played every game possible, and every time someone tried to come up to us or we were nearing a gossip area I changed the game. At the end of the day I had fun with Naruto and Sasuke, a lot more fun than I thought I would. But of course time flies when you are having fun, and it was 6 o'clock before we knew it. We were lying down in a circle facing the darkening sky when we noticed that it was late. Sasuke and I stood up first and said our goodbyes, but the fake smile on Naruto's face told me that we needed to let Naruto that this wasn't going to end. Hey Naruto, Sasuke, meet me tomorrow morning at the Sarutobi compound. I have some ideas for our training and bring whatever you think you can use. Okay? The bright smile on Naruto's face was well worth it. You got it, Tabeyo. Sasuke smirked. You sure you know where the Sarutobi compound is, Dobe? Naruto growled, of course I do. It's Ano Dante, where is the compound again? I couldn't help but laugh first before giving Naruto the directions, after which the blonde took off to have some ramen. Tch, he's something else, said Sasuke. True, but he's fun, HN, and with that Sasuke left, and so did I. Sarutobi household. Ka-chan, I'm home. Dante, get in here now, screamed Daisuke. When I got to the room I saw something that just made my day. Konohamaru had given Dad a welcome home bath. Now my dad stood with eye twitching madly and liquid dripping down his face. I really tried to keep a straight face, but not after what he said next. Your mother went out. Change your brother. I will take a shower, gritted Daisuke. After laughing my ass off I went to attend to my little brother. The brat was so adorably troublesome that I just couldn't help but love him. Konohamaru of course adored his big brother. I'm awesome, I know, so he was also happy to see me. I wonder if I should introduce Konohamaru to Sasuke and Naruto. Oh, I should properly tell my parents who my new friends are. The last thing I need is them finding out on their own and causing a scene. Best to get it out now. After changing Konohamaru he fell right back to sleep. Just then my mother walked in and smirked. Let me guess, your dad is the shower, isn't he? Yes, he is. You should have seen the look on his face. Mira couldn't help but giggle. Somehow her husband was the only one that was showered by both their sons. She could still remember after Konohamaru picked up his big brother's favorite pastime, she asked Daisuke if they could have another child. Ha 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 ha, I have never seen him so frightened. Flashback. Daisuke gulped. Sweetheart, I don't think. Mira smiled coldly. You don't want to have any more children? No, that's not at all, I swear. It's just Dante and Konohamaru are a handful and... So it's my fault then? Daisuke was so pale that Mira had a hard time keeping her angry facade up. Her husband was so easy to tease that she could see where her sons get it from. But she still had to, especially since she had always wanted Dante's first word to be ka-chan, not fuck. She had been deferring punishing him for that since he only said that word after being hosed down, but now it was payback time. Honey, please, I love our sons. Are you going to add a but to that sentence? No, of course not. I just wanted to that we should take our time, you know. Well, I don't want to be pregnant now. Daisuke sighed in relief, but it was short-lived. We can start when Konohamaru is 2 years old. Kami-sama, please help me. Flashback end. Mom, what's so funny? Let's just say that messing with your father is something you inherited. I couldn't help but smirk with her. She was not like any of the Sarutobi clan members. She was fun, energetic, temperamental and passionate. Not to mention she shared my love for tormenting my other clan members. That why I never pranked her. She gets me. Come on, it's time for dinner. Mira, you're home, said Daisuke. Yes, I am. How was your mission, dear? It was good. No time like the present, I guess, thought Dante, so I made 2 friends today and they are coming over tomorrow morning to hang and train. Dante, that's great news, congratulations, said Mira while Daisuke just nodded in approval. Their names are Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto. The couple shared a look before Mira knelt in front of me and hugged me. You really are a kind soul, Dante-kun. Those boys are so lucky to have a friend like you. Your mother's right, Dante. We will of course support you and your friends no matter what. Wow, I gotta admit I was expecting a different reaction, said Dante. I am happy, sure, but confused. Don't you hate Naruto? If we had our way he would have been your adopted brother. Something got in the way of that though. Said Daisuke. Your father's right and we couldn't force him into our lives, so the fact that he has you looking out for him is enough for us, said Mira. Thanks guys, you're welcome, my little firecracker. The next day morning could not come fast enough for Naruto. The blonde was so excited that he almost didn't shower before leaving the house. Of course, considering his social life up to that point, he could be forgiven for being so excited. A small part of him though was worried. Dante and Sasuke had gone home to their parents. What if their parents told them to stay away from him? It won't be the first time something like that has happened after all, but he somehow knew that this time was different. Sasuke may be a bit of an ass and Dante definitely was, but they believed in him, so he will do the same. If their parents didn't like it, then he will just have to change their minds about him. Sasuke, however, was having a very different morning. The reason, of course, was simple. His father found out what happened with the guy Dante put down. Fugaku, of course, didn't hesitate to tell him what he thought of his behavior when he came home last night. Flashback, "Father, I am back," said Sasuke, hoping to avoid talking to his dad, but of course that won't be. "Sit down, Sasuke. I will allow you to explain your behavior today," ordered Fugaku. "I made some friends, father," said Sasuke. "We trained together and it was good. Itachi would have never behaved this poorly," sighed Fugaku. "You and your friends put someone in the hospital, caused chaos with your illegal race, and you shamed this clan by not standing up to them. You think an illegal race that almost cost people their goods is training? Is that a joke? Father, I suggest you stop acting like a child and start following in your brother's footsteps." "Father, I am supposed to meet them tomorrow," said Sasuke. "I gave my word. Integrity is lost on hoodlums. You will stay away from those children and focus on proper training. Or have you mastered the katan technique I showed you 2 days ago?" "No, father, I didn't think so." "That will be all." "Hi, father." Flashback, and why? Why can't he just accept me? Thought Sasuke. "Dante and Naruto are my friends and I promised them. It's always Nissan, every single time." Part of Sasuke thought of disobeying his father and going to Dante's house either way, but he couldn't. He was the police captain's son and he couldn't disobey his father. Dante and Naruto would probably just forget about him and move on with their lives. But there was a darker thought in his mind, but he couldn't do that. If he started to give into that part of him, then he knew that it won't end well, for anyone. "I guess I will spend the day studying my rules again," thought Sasuke. Sarutobi household. I couldn't believe it. "Oh no, wait, I think I can." It was 7 a.m. in the morning and Naruto was here with a smile on his face. Who the hell is so positive at 7 a.m. in the morning? Most people are grouchy till 8 a.m. at least. I was not a morning person whatsoever. Fortunately for the blonde, my mother was a morning person. She woke me up an hour ago and got me ready for my day. Somehow she saw this coming and she made sure that I was prepared, grumpy but prepared. "Yo Dante, so what do we do first, Tobeo?" asked a very excited Naruto. "Did you even eat breakfast this morning?" Naruto almost said yes before he realized that he actually didn't. Scratching the back of his head embarrassed, he said, He, I was moving so fast this morning I forgot. He. I just sighed and tossed him the bento that my mom had made this morning." "Can't have you fainting on me." "Why would I faint? I'm awesome." Growling, He, maybe I should just eat something, you know." While he was eating I realized that Sasuke wouldn't be able to come, not with his ass of a dad. Seriously, I don't know how you can be married to a bomb like Mikoto and still have a stick up your ass. This of course means that they would have to go get him from his home since Fugaku probably told him to stay away from us. Great, another trip to the Uchiha compound, just what my morning needs. Aw man, that hit the spot. Tobeo. Oi, where's Duck Butt? A trip to the Uchiha clan compound with an energetic blonde at 7 in the fucking morning. Ugh, let's go to his house. He probably overslept or something. He probably needs his beauty sleep. Dante smirked. I'm impressed. You know what beauty sleep means? Naruto growled. What the heck does that mean? Dante just shrugged. Uchiha compound. The second we entered the compound it was like the temperature surrounding us dropped. Naruto, being Naruto, was clueless as to why the members of Sasuke's family were looking at us like that. As for me, I still don't care what they think about me, but since they didn't like me I figured that I could give them a reason. Hey stick-ups, take a picture, it'll last longer, and then I might have given them the finger. Who knows? They of course started glaring even harder, but now Naruto, instead of being intimidated, just stuck his tongue out with his eyelids pulled down. This brings me to another reason why I am really starting to like this kid. He knows how to make fun of cannon fodder. The rest of the trip to Sasuke's house was entertaining to say the least. The faces of the clan members that we messed with would forever remain a proud memory of mine. But of course I was eager to reach Sasuke's house with the hope that his smelly dad is around. "Hey Dante, who's that?" I snapped out of my thoughts to see Itachi leaving his house with a drawn look on his face. That's Sasuke's older brother Itachi, who names their child Weasel. Itachi noticed Sasuke's new friends coming towards him with Dante struggling to breathe due to laughing so hard from something Naruto said. It was everything that he wanted for his little brother, friends that he could be himself with. But his father had forbidden it, and now he would have to find a way to tell them that Sasuke was unavailable to play today or any day for that matter. "Yo Itachi-san, this is Uzumaki Naruto. Whoa, you look just like Sasuke Tebeo," said Naruto. "Ano sa, why are you called Weasel?" Itachi was first confused, then he understood why Dante was laughing so hard. It was an innocent question, but a funny one no doubt. So he just smiled and told Naruto that that was his name. "Yeah, besides you're one to talk fish cake. Hey, ramen is awesome and you know it." Sure, I guess you're here for Sasuke." "Oh yeah, we are." "Where is he anyway?" "We have got training to do. Tebeo, he can get his beauty sleep another time." Before Itachi could deliver the bad news, Dante beat him to the punch by walking into the house and dragging Naruto along with him. Itachi was stunned at the sheer ease Dante just walked in, but the surprise quickly became apprehension when he remembered that his father was at home. If the boys walked in on him, only heavens knows what would happen. "What is the meaning of this?" said Fugaku. "Who asked you to come in?" "There are a lot of things I wanted to say to this man, especially after looking in Itachi's eyes just now when we asked where Sasuke was. But we have a bigger priority, and that was simple: find Sasuke and drag him out of the house." "We are looking for Sasuke," said Naruto, who was starting to get a bad vibe off this guy. "I suggest you get out of our way so that we can find our friend." "I agree," said Dante. Fugaku turned to the squirt that said that, "You believe that you can just walk into someone's home and take what you want?" Normally this is the part where I care enough to reply. "But I don't, father. I let them in. I apologize." You are Sasuke's dad?" "No, he isn't," said Dante. "It takes more than a DNA donation to be a dad." Naruto meets Sasuke's parental cell donor. What does that mean? "What are you two doing here?" Sasuke was surprised. When he heard voices and he came to check, the last thing he expected were his friends standing in his living room. Not to mention that he was positive that Dante was just staring his father down with Itachi behind them. His mother had stepped out for a minute, but here were his friends blocked by his father. "Your friends just walked right into this house, Sasuke. Does that surprise you?" asked Fugaku. Sasuke was not even surprised. He knew which of his friends was responsible for that. Dante did not care about ethics when they didn't matter to him. Just as Sasuke was thinking of ways to excuse their behavior, he saw the look in Dante's eyes. His friend's patience just snapped. "Oh boy. Take that back right now," ground out Dante. "Excuse me?" "Wrong move, Dad," thought Sasuke. Flashback Konoha Park. "Hey guys, I just remembered something that we could train in," said Naruto. "We were building sand castles." "Yes, you read correctly," when Naruto brought to our attention our run. "You know how we used chakra to power ourselves to run faster. Maybe we could use that method in a fight, you know." After he said it, Sasuke and I looked at each other in shock. The idea was genius, and Naruto came up with it. If we could channel chakra to our legs to enhance our speeds, then we could use it to enhance our attacks. "Naruto, that is an amazing idea." Naruto blushed. "Yeah, well, I am pretty awesome, Tebeo. Sasuke and I have more control over our chakra, so we can channel it to our fists and feet." "Naruto, you have more chakra than us, so it will be better if you channel chakra throughout your body and propel yourself forward. It will work for surprise but powerful attacks." It could use some fine-tuning though. Not bad for a dobe. Say that again team, I dare you. Flashback, and I just smiled because you see last night I practiced my new punch and this was a willing subject who would no doubt underestimate how hard I hit. I was right of course, because 3 seconds later Fugaku was on the ground with at least 6 broken ribs. I was too pissed to even care since I tried to drive whatever chakra was left in me into his face, but he recovered quicker than I thought. Instead he caught my hand and kicked me away. I banged my head on the wall. Itachi was shocked and so was Naruto, but Naruto didn't stay stunned for long, since he ran to Dante's side along with Sasuke to support him up. Sasuke still couldn't believe that Dante had actually scored a hit on his father, to defend him, something Itachi had never actually done. This of course just proved what he already knew, his friend was crazy. But any part of him that doubted Dante's loyalty to him was gone now. Dante was crazy enough to punch the police captain for him. 2 seconds later Fugaku was on the ground again. Naruto had poured all his chakra into his jump and drove himself into his dad's stomach. You sick son of a bitch. Who do you think you are to treat my friends like that, huh? Naruto was pissed. Sasuke and Dante are my best friends and they are more amazing than you will ever be. Naruto, I don't care who you are, you will not treat Sasuke like a disappointment. He is strong and brave and you should be proud of him. When I become Hokage and Dante becomes the ANBU commander, Sasuke will be my right arm. And if you don't apologize to them right now, crash. Fugaku had sent Naruto into the wall beside Dante before standing up with a serious stagger in his step. Seeing his 2 friends bleeding from head injuries from defending him caused something inside of him to roar out in rage. He tried to bottle it up and be the good son until Dante said, "Let it all out." Sasuke let it out. One moment he supporting Dante up, the next he pounded his foot into his father's stomach, completely destroying what was left of his ribs, making him drop to one knee. Of course his father was not a war veteran for nothing, but just as he was about to hit Sasuke, Naruto grabbed the arm. Feeling something hurling behind him, Sasuke grabbed his father's other arm just in time to see Dante give his father a vicious haymaker to his father's face, knocking him out cold finally. What in the world happened here? Everyone turned around to see Mikoto standing with an incredulous look on her face. Sasuke, why is your father out cold on the floor? Dang it, thought Sasuke. Sugoi, your mom is so pretty. Sasuke, why don't you take after her? Asked Naruto. Maybe it was the blood rushing to my head and the mild concussion. I dropped to the ground laughing so hard that it hurt. Of course I knew that we were in trouble, especially Sasuke, but I couldn't help it. The look on Sasuke's face when Naruto said that was just too funny. Perhaps I really am crazy. Well, does someone want to explain this to me? Asked Mikoto. Good luck, little brother, said Itachi before he teleported away. Sasuke was hoping that his brother would stay to pacify his mother, but of course he didn't. Although to be fair, if he could escape right now he would. His friends were not helping. Naruto was ogling his mother and Dante was still laughing. So much for sticking together. Mom, this isn't what it looks like, started Sasuke. Of course the comment just seemed to amuse Dante even further, and now Naruto was joining him in laughing at him. It looks like your friends and your father got into a fight, said Mikoto, who was secretly amused. Now your father is unconscious and your 2 friends have head injuries. Well, you see, your ass of a husband insulted Sasuke and we defended him the best way we know how, said Dante. Yeah, and when he hit us Sasuke defended us, and well, this happened to Bayo. I see. So who is going to take care of this mess? Asked Mikoto. Knowing what Fugaku has been doing since he found out that Sasuke is not like Itachi, I am not even surprised that Sasuke would eventually snap. But the fact that they could knock him out despite their injuries is nothing short of impressive. Of course I can't let them think that. No child should ever attack their parent. Well, Mikoto-san, we will take care of this mess so long as we don't have to attend to Fugaku-san, said Dante. Sasuke, you not only assaulted your father, you knocked him out, said Mikoto with a stern gaze. Sorry mom, hey, it wasn't Sasuke's fault. He had it coming to Bayo, said Naruto. You can't just punish him without. Regardless of what happened, no child should assault their parent. Now Sasuke, this is to never repeat itself. Do we understand each other? Yes mother, said Sasuke with his head down. Good, now you three scram before he wakes up. Wait, what? Asked a very surprised Sasuke. I said get your things and go train with your friends. I expect you to be back by dinner. Oh, and I bought those sets that you asked for. We were all stunned silly. Not only was Sasuke off the hook, but we were allowed to hang out together. Again, how the hell did a stiff like Fugaku snag someone as awesome as Mikoto? Mom, are you serious? Asked Sasuke, who still couldn't believe it. Mikoto smiled. Unless you want to help me clean up? Yeah, we're leaving, said Dante. We'll wait for you outside. Sasuke, after. They left. Sasuke gave his mother the biggest hug ever, causing her to laugh before jetting off to get his things. Once her son left with his friend, she turned to her husband, who was still unconscious on the floor. A part of her wished she could have seen the look on his face just before 3 5-year-olds knocked him out. She knew that he was under pressure from the clan and the village, that still gave him no right to treat Sasuke the way he did. Hopefully the boys had knocked some sense back into him. Yeah, I doubt it. Well, I better clean this mess up. Sasuke knew that the village did not like Naruto, but this was different. As they walked out of the compound, it felt like his entire clan wanted to attack them. At first he thought he was imaging it, his friends may be annoying and rude, but that was it. That was when he saw the look in Dante's eyes and he knew. You did something to piss them off, didn't you? Said Sasuke. They look like they want to rip you apart or something. They were mad at us this morning, so we gave them something to be mad at. He. Yeah, you should have seen their faces when Dante shook his butt at one of them. Ha. It was hilarious, said Naruto. Sasuke sighed. You don't have a polite bone in your body, do you? Dante smirked. Where is the fun in having one? It was times like this that Sasuke knew that Dante was one of a kind. Who else intentionally pisses off an entire clan and then proceeds to knock its head out? He was so lucky that his mother let them go, or else. So what did your mom buy you? Asked Naruto. I will show when we get to the Sarutobi compound. She sealed it in a scroll for you, right? Said Dante. Because you're not carrying a bag. Yeah, wait, you can seal stuff inside a scroll? Asked Naruto. How is that possible? I wanted to make fun. You will never know how badly I wanted to make a joke right now. But I held it in. It was not Naruto's fault that he didn't know. So instead I just told him that yes, you could seal things inside of scrolls. This of course was a bad idea. It was like telling Naruto that there was a flavor of ramen he did not know. The long list of questions, comments nearly drove me crazy. Sasuke just focused on walking ahead of us, the bastard. When we finally arrived at my clan training area, I was so relieved. So what's the plan? Asked Naruto. Well, first of, Sasuke, what's in the scroll? First rule of improvement, know what you have to work with. Sasuke unraveled the scroll and one poof later, a bow and a quiver full of arrows appeared. The bow was dark red, same thing with the quiver, and judging from the ease at which Sasuke strapped on the quiver, he was used to it. Wow, that's so awesome, Tobeo, said Naruto. When did you learn how to use those? A while ago. Well then come on, said Dante. Wait, I thought we were training here, Tobeo. I set up a target practice area in the forest area there. The plan was that we would work on our kunai and shuriken. Now while we work on that, Sasuke can practice his aim on the same targets. I also need to work on a fire technique. Wait, you know ninjutsu too? That's so not fair, bemoaned Naruto. Don't worry, Naruto, I have a ninjutsu for us to work on. That will be in the evening though. This morning is all about target practice. I was thinking that in the afternoon we could work on some chakra control exercises that will make the techniques easier to master. Awesome. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go to Bayo, said Naruto before hurrying to the practice area. How can anyone be so positive about life? Sasuke scoffed. Lose a few brain cells. Dante laughed. Oi guys, come on, we don't have all day. We're coming. Sheesh, said Dante. Losing a few brain cells might not be enough. Uchiha household Mikoto had just finished cleaning up the mess in the living room when her husband walked in. Considering that just a little while ago he was unconscious with a busted rib cage, he shouldn't be walking anywhere. She knew that the boys should not have been able to actually bring him down, he was a war veteran for log's sake. But Fugaku was a proud man, there was no way he would fake the situation, right? Dear, how are you walking around? Fugaku smiled at his wife's question. I was never really injured. I will admit that Sasuke's new friends hit harder than I thought, but I was prepared. Wait, so you allowed yourself to be knocked out? Are you feeling okay? Asked Mikoto, who was already going for a weapon. Henge was a very versatile jutsu. After all, Fugaku of course knew his wife too well. So to ease her mind he activated his Mangekyou Sharingan for a second. She was the only one who knew he had it. After seeing it she calmed down. Yes, but the underlying question remained, why did you let them think that they knocked you out? I read the report from their race yesterday. 3 5-year-olds ran from the north gate to the first Hokage's head in 10 minutes flat, with nothing being destroyed. While the race was illegal, even I can't deny that that was nothing short of impressive. So you staged a test to see what the boys were capable of? Fugaku smirked. His wife was very sharp indeed. Well, no use denying it, the first thing I wanted to do was see how much they cared for Sasuke. That's why I came down heavily on him last night and forbade him from going to them, to see if they would come to him. Sasuke is not Itachi, I will admit that that disappoints me. However, he is an Uchiha, and if I couldn't bring out the potential in him. You wanted to see if Dante and Naruto can, said Mikoto. Okay, but what part of that plan involved you wrecking my home? I saw the injuries sustained by the civilian who stood up to them yesterday. I wanted to see just how good they were against someone who could fight back. Sasuke truly cares for them and they care for him, that much the test proved, but I was hoping to force Sasuke's Sharingan to unlock, but it didn't. Probably because he decided to fight with his friends, so his instincts were not charged enough. They would make a great team though. Fugaku admitted with a nod. Also, the Uchiha clan now have the Sandame's grandson attached to our clan heir. I had planned to have Itachi spy on the Hokage considering how fast he is rising through the ranks, but now I have a different goal in mind. An alliance between the Sarutobi and Uchiha will ensure that our clan will not be taken for granted. The Sandame can't show favoritism, but if his family and ours become close, then it will be the Sarutobi's honor on the line if our clan is oppressed. Exactly this way Sasuke can continue to grow and improve with his friends, and the clan standing will be safe. At least until I can think of a more permanent solution to this problem. I like it. Though you know that your relationship with Sasuke will be strained, especially if he finds out about this. So long as he is safe and growing, I am good. His friend was right, it takes more than DNA to be a father. Mikoto hugged her husband. Well, I think that you are well on your way there. Fugaku smirked. Sarutobi compound training area. I don't know whether I should be shocked, annoyed, or embarrassed. Thought Dante. Sasuke was not exactly bad with his arrows, he knew how to aim. I had never used a kunai before, let alone shuriken, but I learnt how to aim quickly enough. So while we were far from being experts at this, we always hit a part of the target 5 feet in front of us. Naruto, on the other hand, didn't even know how to do that. The blonde kept throwing his kunai far off course. The embarrassing part was he thought he looked cool doing it. Like the epic failures was just a ruse for when his kunai hits dead center. What kind of moron thinks like that? While I was content with watching him, Sasuke had had enough. Dobe, what are you doing? I'm practicing my throwing. What do you think I'm doing? You've been practicing your throwing for the past 3 hours. Your target is right in front of you with trees surrounding it, and yet you haven't hit anything. The only things that you've done are yelling and screaming for the past 3 hours. Naruto mumbled something under his breath for a second, before he decided to speak up. Well, it's not my fault, team, and whose fault is it, you loser? I really should at least try to stop this train wreck. Nah, why would I want to stop a free movie? Thought Dante. Besides, they have to learn to solve their problems on their own. I may not be good at throwing stuff, but that doesn't mean that I am not good to Bayo, said Naruto. But even I could tell that he was hiding something, and if I could, then. Wrong answer, Dobe. Why can't you hit anything? Gritted Sasuke, who looked like he was about to clobber Naruto. They freak me out. Okay, I wasn't expecting that at all. I really should have some popcorn for this show, thought Dante, who was still refusing to help his friend Sasuke. Wasn't expecting that either. Looking at Naruto, he decided to calm down and ask him what he means by that. About a year ago I went into the woods for a walk when I smelt something. Turning around the corner I found someone. She was a Konoha ninja about 14 years old or so. She was bleeding on the ground with injuries all over, but there was a kunai in her chest. She was alive, so I thought if I removed the kunai she would be better. But what happened? Asked Sasuke. This time out of concern, blood gushed out and splashed on me. She screamed for I don't know how long, and then she just stopped. All I could do was watch as she died. That's why I can't throw these. I don't want to learn how to throw them, and I don't deserve to. Okay, that did not happen in the show. I guess Obito was right. When you throw a pebble in a river you cause ripples, and I'm that pebble. Oh well, I guess I should step in then. So much for my free movie. Did you want to save her? Asked Dante. I did. Gigi told me that she was attacked by some rogue nin. She tried to stop him but he killed her. He said she was training to be a chunin soon. Her name was Tatsu. She was an orphan like me that was doing well, that is, until I killed her. You couldn't have saved her. You were 4 years old at the time, Dobe, but if I hadn't tried to help her then maybe she would have lived, said Naruto. You don't know that, Naruto. Sasuke is right, you were 4, there is nothing you could have done then. But there is something that you can do for her now. What could I possibly do for her, Dante? She is dead and it's my fault, said Naruto. Yeah, Gigi told me that she would have died anyway, but still, so what? You're never going to save anyone ever again? Asked Dante. You think just because you want to help someone means you always can? Well, it doesn't, Naruto. Sometimes regardless of how hard we try we still fail. I don't want to give up. I want to get better, but every time I close my eyes I see her face. I want to become Hokage so that I can protect the village so that no one gets hurt. Then focus on that. Sometimes we fall, but you can't just give up. You didn't shove a kunai into her chest, someone else did. That's the world we live in, Naruto. People die and there's nothing we can do about it. So you made a mistake, accept it and move on. Focus on getting stronger so that next time you won't make that same mistake. Okay? Naruto looked at the kunai in his hand, then the determination that he is known for blazed in his eyes. Taking a deep breath he threw his kunai and this time it hit the board. Apparently all those failures helped him know what he was doing wrong. He learns by doing after all. Finally, said Sasuke, we have an hour more of this before we work on our chakra control exercises. Dante raised an eyebrow. Yes sir, Naruto chuckled. You just love giving orders, don't you, team? HN, grunted Sasuke, that makes me a better candidate for Hokage. What? Like there is any way I would let you become Hokage before I do, screamed Naruto. Think you can stop me, Dobe? Asked Sasuke with a smirk on his face that pissed Naruto off, making him work harder than before. Well, looks like rivalry is still a powerful motivator for Naruto and Sasuke. I just have to make sure that the rivalry stays friendly, that's all. But I wonder what else my presence here has changed. I guess time will tell. 1 hour later. Hello there, boys. We all turned to see my mom standing there with a very large basket in her hands. Naruto was especially apprehensive of this new person considering what he knew of adults. Good thing my mother wasn't like other adults. Hi mom, That is your mother? Asked Naruto. Hello, my name is Sarutobi Mira, and you must be Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke. It is nice to meet you both. I brought lunch. Yeah, that's all it takes to Naruto to like you. Remember his name and feed him. The next thing is him giving you a name that's far from formal. Yada, I'm starving to bayo. Thanks Auntie Mira. Sasuke on the other hand was a bit more formal in his appreciation. Thank you for your hospitality, Sarutobi-san. What are you acting like stiff for? Asked Dante. Naruto laughed. He's trying to act cool, you know. Now you two, that's quite enough. Sasuke-kun, you don't have to call me Sarutobi-san, but I am pleased to see that Dante has a polite friend. I am polite, said Dante. I just choose to be impolite. Ramen. shouted an ecstatic Naruto. Thanks a lot Auntie Mira. Well, that explains the large basket, said Dante. Mira just smiled at how alike Naruto and Kushina were. Kushina was obsessed with ramen as well. The woman could eat it for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Minato of course suffered the brunt of this when his wife became pregnant. She could still remember how exhausted Tucci and Minato were when Kushina entered her third trimester. It was so funny, and it appears that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You boys have fun, okay? Dante, please bring the basket back when you're done here. You got it, Mom. Dobe, don't finish the food, move it or lose it. Team. After a not-so-peaceful lunch, Sasuke and Naruto fought over the pie in the basket. We cleaned up the area and did a few stretches to get back into the grove. Naruto of course was rearing to go in seconds, not surprising. So what's the chakra control exercise, Dante? Asked Naruto. Well, the exercise will be E.to climb trees. Sasuke and Naruto faceplanted, much to my amusement. What in ramen kind of exercise is that? Asked Naruto. I already how to climb trees, Dante, and something tells me so do you, said Sasuke with his arms folded. I just smirked and walked up to one of the trees. I sent chakra into my feet and ran up the tree. Granted, I only managed to get up about 4 feet of the 50-foot tree. It was enough to make my point for me. How did you do that? Asked Naruto with his eye wide from shock. Sasuke of course proved that he was just as much of a genius as Indra. You sent chakra into your feet but you couldn't control the flow. You passed the limit, so you were blasted off the tree. That means that there needs to be a specific amount of chakra in your feet or it won't work. Exactly, that's the exercise, Naruto. So grab a kunai to mark your progress, pick a tree, and get started. Oh, and Sasuke, you missed something out in your analysis. If you are not calm then it won't work. Last person up the tree is a rotten egg. Each of the trees was 50 feet and we had 4 hours to practice this before we move on to jutsu learning. Naturally Naruto was too excited to calm down. Combine that with his chakra capacity and you can understand why he was always blasting off. Sasuke was doing a little bit better, but he was just as impatient as Naruto, only with lesser reserves. Of course, knowing what I should do did nothing to help me. I wanted bragging rights badly. All this is why after 4 hours the score was, Naruto with 5 feet, Sasuke with 6 feet, and Dante with 8 feet. Well, at least I am in the lead, but knowing these two it won't be long before they catch up, thought Dante. Now it's on to the next exercise. Alright guys, follow me. We will continue this tomorrow. Stupid tree, I will surpass you, just watch, said Naruto. We moved away from the trees to the lake west of the training area. The lake was small compared to the one in the Uchiha clan compound, but it will do. Thanks to the tree climbing exercise I know that Sasuke will have a head start in jutsu training. So Sasuke would have the lead in jutsu training, I had the lead in chakra control, and Sasuke and I were tied for the target exercise. For now, of course, tomorrow was another day. So we can use this lake for our training. We got 3 hours tops to practice our jutsu before we have to go. Grunted Sasuke. So what's the technique that you wanted me to learn, Dante? Asked Naruto. I tossed him a scroll, but knowing Naruto I would have to explain it too. It's called the wind style. Great breakthrough. The hand signs are in the scroll, just don't stay too close to Sasuke when you are practicing it. Why can't I practice near team? You are learning a wind jutsu and he is learning a fire jutsu. If those two meet, then the wind will amplify the fire and cause the jutsu to explode. Naruto immediately got stars in eyes. Whoa, can we try that? Not yet. Wait, what jutsu are you learning? Water style, water bomb. Now enough talking, let's get to work. I was right, of course. Sasuke could already breathe fire out of his mouth, and by my estimate he should be able to master the technique by tomorrow night. Naruto was surprisingly able to create a small gust of wind, meaning he should master his technique around the same time, given how stubborn he is. I on the other hand couldn't get the water bomb to form. Name, water style, water bomb, rank, C, this. Jutsu creates a ball of water and hardens it, making it a solid projectile that is weak against lightning but strong against fire. Sounds easy enough, yeah? Well, it wasn't easy at all. At the end of the day I could form a pathetically small ball that refused to harden. Of course Sasuke could now shoot a decent-sized fireball and Naruto had increased the size and strength of his jutsu to match Sasuke's. So the score at the end of today showed Sasuke in the lead, I was a close second and Naruto was last. Stupid Sasuke, he just has to be the genius the show describes him to be. Alright, that's it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Get some rest and recover, that includes you Naruto. TCH fine Tebeo, said Naruto, see you guys tomorrow. When he left Sasuke turned to me, you good? I just sighed, yeah I'm good thanks. Later, Sarutobi household, hey guys I'm home, said Dante. You okay Firecracker? Asked Mira, did something happen during training? Dante sighed, it's nothing I'm going to take a shower, say hi to your brother on your way. He's been fussing all day, said Daisuke, then come for dinner. Okay, I wasn't happy. I know that I should be but I am not. Sasuke was every bit of the genius that Indra was and Naruto is even more stubborn than Ashura. And now that they had someone training them, who knew them so well heavens knows how much stronger they will be. So Naruto will be the powerhouse he was in the show and Sasuke will be the best damn Sharingan user in history, so I should be happy for them. Yet there was a pit in my gut, what was special about me? I know I am being selfish but come on. How am I supposed to compete with the reincarnates of the sons of the Sage of Six Paths? Shaking my head I decided to take a shower, maybe the water will wash my problems. It didn't. Now I am on my way to dinner with the same feeling of inferiority that I had in high school. There is a reason I act like a grade A jerk. I did not want anyone to know that I feel inadequate in myself. When I first realized that I was in Narutoverse I was so excited. With my knowledge of jutsu and skill from all the anime I have watched I would be invincible. The sound of crying snapped me out of my thoughts. Entering Konohamaru's room I saw the toddler crying his eyes out, judging from the smell he needed to be changed. The second he saw me though the little brat started laughing. I guess I will always be your hero huh? Of course he did not reply but somehow I didn't care. I changed him and rocked him back to sleep with the knowledge that at least my little brother adored me. After that I went to dinner, which was an awkward affair. I being quiet during dinner was a big rarity so my parents probably didn't know what to do. My father was okay with letting me handle my issues on my own but my mother wasn't. So after dinner she asked me to help her with the dishes while my father went to bed. Sweetheart, what's wrong? Asked Mira. You are never this quiet. It's nothing mom, don't worry, I will be fine. You do know that telling your mom to not worry is just going to make her worry more, right? Dante sighed. Training went fine, but Sasuke is a genius Uchiha and Naruto has more chakra and heart than anyone I know. I know ways of making them even stronger but their latent potential is so massive it's. Mira smiled. Did I ever tell you who my teammates were? No you didn't, said Dante who wondering what one thing had to do with the other. Well their names are Narashikaku and Namikaze Minato. Okay back up. Your teammates were who again? Mira laughed, surprised. Yeah? Well yeah. So your sensei was Jiraiya then? Yes he was my sensei, he is a massive pervert but a good sensei. So believe when I say that I know how you feel. Being around gifted people, whom you know are going to change the course of history can be intimidating. So what did you do? Asked Dante. I mean whenever those names come up, yours is never mentioned among them. Well I gave up, said Mira. It's not something that I am proud of but it's the truth. Now Dante, it's not that I couldn't keep up or surpass them, I just chose not to. How could you have surpassed them? We are talking about the best strategist since the second Hokage and the Yondaime Hokage. Well before my last name was Sarutobi it was Sparta. The Sparta clan is extinct now but we are an ancient clan, with an affinity for blades and chakra manipulation like no other clan ever in history. Our true origin is shrouded in myth. A demon fought for human race and sealed the demon realm. The truth however is hidden in that myth. Our patriarch fought alongside a certain sage to stop a demon that threatened to destroy mankind. If I wasn't gaping before I was now. Sparta, the bloody Sparta was my ancestor. That means that my name is actually Sparta Dante. My name is Sparta Bloody Dante. The sheer possibilities of my potential, of Konohamaru's potential, just exploded in my mind. That explains why target practice came so easy to me and why learning water jutsu was so hard. Sparta stood for a lot of things, but water techniques weren't one of them. Fire yes, water no. Screw feeling inferior to the sage's sons, I am the descendant of Sparta, damn it. But wait, if we are from such an amazing clan, then why did you give up? You are right, you could surpass your entire team if you wanted to. Mira cleaned up the last of the plates and set them in their place. Like I said, I chose not to. I felt that my team had enough talented people and that my contribution didn't count, so I just let it go. But the second I was pregnant with you, I knew that you will not be like me. I named you Dante after my grandfather because even from the womb I could feel your will. It reminded me of him. The secret to unlocking your latent potential is your will, Dante-kun. The Uchiha clan's power is in their eyes and the Uzumaki clan's power lies in their bodies, just like the Senju clan. So if this is what you want, then I think you know what you have to do. Dante smirked. Oh yeah, I do. You know what, Mom? What? You are the most amazing person I know. Mira laughed. Well, obviously, Mom's right, I am a Sparta and I refuse to lose. A Sparta fought alongside the sage and his brother against Kaguya, and when she comes back we will be ready. I am Sparta Dante after all. The next day, Uchiha household, I'm off, said Sasuke. Have a good day, little brother. Itachi smiled. You are not still angry with me, are you, Sasuke? Forgive me, Itachi, maybe next time I'll talk to you. Itachi smirked as he watched his brother take off. He was happy Sasuke had friends now. His little brother was growing up. Sarutobi household, bye Mom, said Dante, bye sweetheart. Don't forget the basket with your lunch in it. Okay, thanks Mom, good luck firecracker. Training area. Hey Sasuke, hey, I wonder where Naruto is. Oi, you guys hurry up to Bayo, we are burning daylight. Sasuke just sighed. I know I have asked this before, but how can anyone be so hyper at 7 a.m. in the morning? Thought Dante. Hey, so let's get started. I want to clear that stupid tree today, said Naruto. Sasuke and I just shared the let's just roll with it look. Thus began a new day. When we finished with the target practice, we could finally bullseye. We moved on to the tree climbing exercise, and despite Naruto's determination we only succeeded in doubling our previous tally. It was the jutsu training that yielded the best results. Like I predicted, Sasuke and Naruto mastered their techniques. When I say master, I mean that they could perform them adequately. Also, I realized that water was not meant to be forced but guided. This allowed me to perform the water bomb adequately. It was an exhilarating feeling, I'll admit, mastering a technique alongside your friends. Yata, we did it to Bayo. I say that we can still improve on them, so let's do that, said Dante. I could make one giant bomb with smaller bombs inside of it. You two can focus on your speed and then you can combine your two jutsu. Naruto was already drooling at the thought of performing a combination technique. There is no way that that wouldn't be awesome. Dante, however, had a surprise that Naruto wasn't going to like, so starting tomorrow I have something that we need to add to how training. What is it, Tabeyo? Asked Naruto, thinking it will be something cool. Studying, said Dante. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What? You heard me, Naruto. We are going to be entering the academy and from then become shinobi. We need to learn, not just train. Sasuke smirked. I think you broke the dough, but Dante chuckled. It's important, Naruto, trust me. Fine, but I am not going to like it. Wouldn't expect you to, said Dante. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Guys, make sure to help the author by visiting the link in the description. This is Fox Sage, and I'm signing off.